While I am a big proponent of discipline and I believe that everybody should strengthen their discipline muscle, productivity is not all about discipline. When we have the right habits in place, productivity can flow much more easily. Here are 10 of those habits. The first is to know your why. When you know your why you do the things that you do, productivity comes much more easily. So for example, is your why achieving a certain goal? Is your why dominating your field? Is your why being of service to others? Now you can have multiple whys, but connecting to your primary one, the one that is most at issue within the specific task that you are doing, will help you be more productive. A cool way to find your why is to literally ask why over and over and over again until you get to an answer that is deep within your core. So for example, why am I making this video? Well, because I have to. Why do I have to? Because I'm on a schedule. Why am I on a schedule? Because the YouTube algorithm rewards consistency. Why does that matter? Because I want to reach more people. Why do I want to reach more people? Because I want to be of service to a lot of people. Now we reached the core. We peeled back the layers and we connected with my why for why I'm making this video. And now that I've connected with my why, it's much easier for me to get going with this video and be productive in that way. The second habit is to remove negative people. Anytime you identify a negative person in your life, you remove that person or you severely edit the relationship with that person if you cannot remove them. When you have a habit of removing the negative people from your life, you are not slowed down by their pettiness, by their negativity, by their pessimism, or by their cynicism. And because you're not slowed down, you can just move and you can just go, and productivity can flow much more easily. The flip side of this too is to surround yourself with positive people. When you surround yourself with positive people, they become a catalyst for productivity. They become a catalyst for positivity. They become a catalyst for motivation, and all of that makes productivity flow much more easily. Third habit is to practice Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese business philosophy that says that businesses should focus on getting 1% better today. The idea is that if you get 1% better every day, over time, you reach exponential growth. Now, this doesn't just apply to business, it applies to life as well. When it comes to your productivity, being able to be disciplined and to focus on getting better today than you were yesterday, and being able to focus on the 1% of today takes away everything else, reduces overwhelm, and allows you to be more productive. You're not trying to build a skyscraper right now, which is really overwhelming. You are just trying to lay the bricks that you can lay today. And then the next day you do the same thing, and the same thing the day after that, and so on and so forth. The fourth habit is to get regular exercise. Exercise has a ton of benefits, and as it applies to your productivity, it increases your mental clarity and your cognitive function. It improves your mood and your energy levels. It reduces stress, and it creates better quality sleep. Now, all of these things create a beautiful field for productivity to grow effortlessly. And as an additional benefit, it improves discipline because you oftentimes have to be disciplined to go out and to get to the gym or your class or wherever it is that you're going. By doing that, you strengthen your discipline muscle and you make discipline a habit as well. And as a result of being disciplined and doing the things that you say you are going to do, you improve your self-confidence. And with an improved self-confidence, you have a more positive outlook on life and you are more likely to be productive in the direction of your goals. The fifth habit is to have the ability to say no. You can't say yes to the important things if you can't say no to the unimportant things. Having the ability to say no to practically 80, 90, 95% of things so that you can focus on the small amounts of things that really matter is honestly a bit of a superpower. Oftentimes when people come at us with 17 different things at once, we have trouble saying no, or even if it's not people coming at us, but it's just marketing and advertising coming at us, we have difficulty saying no. And if we can be strong and say no to those things, then we can say yes to the things that make us productive. If we can say no to the junk food, we can say yes to the exercise. If we can say no to the TV, we can say yes to the sleep. If we can say no to the party that we're being invited to that we really don't want to go to, but we feel a little bit of sense of guilt and shame for not going to it, then we can say yes to working on our business, working on our project, or whatever it is. There's a cool rule called the 80-20 rule that says that 80% of your outputs are created by 20% of your inputs. I recently made a video about the 80-20 rule that you can check out somewhere here at the top. Sixth habit is to embrace a growth mindset. A growth mindset is a mindset that when you fail, you don't look at that failure and conclude, I am a failure. You look at that failure and you conclude, I can get better. There is room for improvement. On the other hand, a fixed mindset looks at failure and concludes, I am a failure. A growth mindset sees growth opportunities in success and in failure, and a fixed mindset only sees the black and white of failure and success. When you embrace a growth mindset, you are not slowed down by the setbacks and the failures. Rather, you use the failures to keep yourself going and keep yourself productive. I made a video a while back on this distinction between growth mindset and fixed mindset that you can click somewhere here. The 7th habit is to be willing to seek help. When you are willing to seek help, you are not slowed down by your ego. And because you are not slowed down by your ego, you can move faster. And because you're receiving help and you're receiving feedback and you're receiving information, oftentimes useful information from other people because you sought their help, you can also redirect course way faster and in a more accurate fashion. However, if you're not willing to seek help, you might end up beating your head against the wall trying to figure something out, and that can eventually demotivate you and kill your productivity. But when you're willing to seek help, you know that there is somebody out there that can give you some useful piece of information that can help you keep going, that can help you improve, that can help you redirect course, that can help you go around an obstacle, that can help you go under an obstacle, that can help you destroy the obstacle. You have so much more at your disposal when you have a bunch of other people whose brains you can pick. The 8th habit is similar, which is to embrace criticism. So while the 7th habit was to be willing to seek help, the 8th habit is to embrace criticism that you did not explicitly ask for. Now, obviously, it's important to keep in mind the 2nd habit, which was to remove negative people, and it's important to be able to understand the difference between a negative person and constructive criticism. It's important to understand the difference between somebody acting in bad faith and somebody acting in good faith. The person acting in good faith that is giving you constructive criticism is one of the most useful persons that you can have in your life. Because if they are giving you that constructive criticism, that means that they are seeing something that you are not seeing. And that thing that you are not seeing might be slowing you down. And when you can take that constructive criticism and you can use it, you can create the breeding grounds for productivity. The 9th habit is to plan for the long term. If we don't have a good idea or a clear vision of what we want for our lives or what our future holds, of what we want our future life to look like, it can be really hard to get up and get going because we don't have a long-term goal or an exciting vision that we are moving towards, an exciting vision that we are trying to manifest and create in our own realities. This habit is a little bit similar to the first habit, which was knowing your why, but this habit also allows you to measure progress. But it only allows you to measure progress if you also do habit number 10, which is to break down big goals into smaller tasks. When we just have big goals, it can be really overwhelming because we don't know how to get there, number one, and number two, it seems so far away. But when we break down that big goal into smaller tasks, smaller steps, we can simply look at step number one and say, well, I could do that, and then go ahead and do it, while at the same time being motivated by the long-term vision. So we get the good of the long-term plan, and we get the good of just having step number one right in front of us that allows us to take action and be more productive. Now, if you like this video about habits of highly productive people, I think you are also really going to like this video called 7 Ways to Stay Focused and Avoid Distractions. And as always, if you like this kind of content and would like to see more of it, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and also feel free to click the link in the description below where you can sign up for my weekly email newsletter where I send you content like this via email every Monday to get you started for the week. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.